Well, hello and good morning. It's Phil Thatch, and today I'm at the Summit Knobs Equestrian Trail doing some bird photography. It is early September, so fall is starting to happen. The very earliest stages of it, you can see, oh, I just heard a pileated woodpecker. You can see a lot of the leaves on these small trees here are turning brown. And this is the first time I've come out and done this kind of photography with my new Nikon Z8 and the 180 to 600. Just love this combination. And the first bird I got was a white-eyed vireo, which I love those. And unfortunately, I got a really nice clear shot. The eye's good and sharp, but unfortunately there's one brown leaf kind of blocking the body of the bird. So hopefully we'll get something better than that. But in the meantime, let's take a look at the white-eyed vireo I got here at the Summit Knobs Equestrian Trail. Here is the white-eyed vireo. Just love these birds. Unfortunately, this brown leaf is right in front of the bird, and this would probably be the best bird photo of the day, except for that leaf in the way. But I'm still pretty happy with it. I shot almost the whole morning at 1/250th of a second. There wasn't much light. It was mostly overcast. And this is wide open at 6.3 and 3600 ISO, 600 millimeters of the beautiful white-eyed vireo. I've moved on down the gravel road a little bit from the spot where I found the white-eyed vireo, and I haven't found any more birds yet, but just the cutest little jackrabbit is right here on the side of the road, and I made a shot of it. Got it looking right at me, so I thought that turned out pretty nice. Look at the cute jackrabbit. I just love the way this shot turned out. This is also 1/250th. I'm only at 520 millimeters here. The rabbit was a little too big in the frame at 600. Still wide open at 6.3 and 2200 ISO. Really love the way this jackrabbit shot turned out. Well, we are definitely at an equestrian trail, but it's also kind of a bird sanctuary. While I've been over here at my favorite spot at the Summit Knobs Equestrian Trailhead, I've seen a number of birds. The first one that I saw was a white-breasted nuthatch, and I think I might have got a shot of it, maybe not, way high in the tree, super small in the frame. Here's the white-breasted nuthatch high in the tree, very heavily cropped. This shot is 1/250th f6.3, 600 millimeters, and 560 ISO. Not a really good quality shot, but I do like the way it turned out from some points of view. I like the bokeh in the leaves here in the background, and I like the pose. It could be a lot sharper though, but of course it's a long way away and heavily cropped. Then I saw another white-eyed vireo, which I got pictures of off and on, also very small in the frame. This is also heavily cropped, this photograph of the white-eyed vireo. It was deep in the foliage, and I managed to get a pretty clear shot of it, even though it was deep, but it was a long way away. I got this one at 1/250th ISO 5000, 600 millimeters, and this one is a little bit better, actually kind of a lot better. I like the berries in the background of this shot. This one's 4000 ISO, 1/250th, 600 millimeters, and wide open at 6.3. And also, I saw what I think might be a hooded warbler, maybe a female hooded warbler that just kind of wandered up, and I got a shot of it, but I'm not sure if it's any good. I'm really not sure if any of the shots from here have been any good, but I definitely got some shots from here. Here's the hooded warbler. I think this is probably an immature male or a non-breeding plumage male. It might be a female. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it is a hooded warbler, and I've got 4 shots of it to share with you. None of them are nice and clear, but I was happy to see the hooded warbler. All of these are 1/250th, 600 millimeters wide open at 6.3. This first one is 5600 ISO, and this one is also 5600 ISO. Here is another one at 5600 ISO, and here's the last one, probably the best one. This one's 6400 ISO, but I did like these others so you could see this area right here that definitely locks it in as a hooded warbler, which you can't see as well in this last shot. So there's the hooded warbler that just flew up while I was actually working on white-eyed vireo. Here's another white-eyed vireo shot, another heavily cropped one. This one was a little bit higher up in the trees. This is 1600 ISO, still at 1/250th, 600 millimeters, and f6.3. Got another shot on this same area. I think I probably like the pose on the first one better, but the second one's all right as well. 1600 ISO on both of these 600 millimeter shots. Well, I finally got a clear shot of a wide-eyed vireo that's fairly large in the frame. I mean, it's definitely not frame filling by any stretch of the imagination. Tiny bird. You can't fill the frame with it unless you're right on top of it. And I guess I was probably 15 feet from it. But this time I got this shot with nothing in the way. So after working all morning on wide-eyed vireo and other things, finally here's a clear shot that's not tiny in the frame. I have 3 shots from when the bird was a little bit closer and I was able to fill the frame a little bit more. I think I was actually more like 20 feet away in these. Still at 1/250th, 600 millimeters and f6.3. This first shot is 2500 ISO. And this one is also 2500 ISO, a little bit different perch. Just love the wide-eyed vireo. I'm always happy to see them. I love to get the light on the eye, and it's easiest to get a bright eye in a wide-eyed vireo of basically any bird I photograph. And here is one more, also at 2500 ISO, 1/250th, 600 millimeters and wide open at 6.3. I moved to a different location along the gravel road leading to the Summit Knobs Equestrian Trail, and right here in these white pine trees I found some brown thrasher. I made a couple of photographs of them, and then a beautiful gray catbird flew up and landed right in the same tree that I was already taking pictures of brown thrasher, and I got some shots of it and maybe some more brown thrasher after that. So anyway, pretty good spot right here. Here's a brown thrasher that was kind of hiding from me behind the pine needles, but I did get a clear shot of its eye. This is 1/320th, a little bit more light now, f6.3, 600 millimeters and only 720 ISO of the brown thrasher. And here's the first of 2 shots on this same perch of the gray catbird. Always happy to see these. This is another 1/320th shot, 600 millimeters f6.3 and 1000 ISO for this one. And here's one more pose on that same perch, exactly the same settings. Really happy to see the gray catbird. I wish you could see the underside of its tail. It kind of has a rust colored bottom side of its tail feathers, but none of the shots that I got today show that, but that is what they look like. If you ever see one in the wild, look for that feature. And now here's one more brown thrasher shot. I'm starting to get a little bit of sunlight now, and this one I had increased my shutter speed to 1/500th and ISO is 560. Still wide open at 6.3 and 600 millimeters of the brown thrasher. Well, that's going to do it for me today here at the gravel road that leads to the Summit Knobs Equestrian Trail. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you were inspired by this. If so, reach down, hit the thumbs up button. That helps me out a lot. If you want to see some more stuff along these lines and all sorts of photography, subscribe and hit the notification bell. And as always, I look forward to seeing you, hopefully, in my next video. Bye-bye.